Hello friends, it's Jayma Malme here, and I know that a lot of you out there are beginner scrapbookers or you've come back to scrapbooking after a long time, so I wanted to create this video specifically for you. However, if you are a seasoned scrapbooker, don't worry, because I'm going to be showing you ways to step this up because I just can't help it. That is what I do here. So I've got a cut above layout kit from Close to My Heart, and I wanted to show these to you for those of you who want really quick scrapbooking. Like, we're talking 30 minutes or less. If you don't have many supplies, these are a great solution because they come with everything you need. They're designed to only need your photos, some adhesive, and a journaling pen to tell your story. But I'm going to be adding some extra products just to show you how you can step it up to the next level and kind of rearrange things. So the photos I'm going to be using are from my son's 5th birthday. This was in 2021, so people still weren't really into having birthday parties. So it was just family. Mimi and Papa were in town and our neighbors, which were good friends. So I've got some of his gifts. This is our little neighbor. And there's Mimi, and he chose McDonald's for his birthday lunch. He wanted a Batman cake, so I found these little Batman hero figures, and he helped me put the sprinkles on. And then I love putting balloons in my kids' room for them to wake up to every morning or every birthday morning. So I did that in his theme. And then he came downstairs to the living room with it all decorated. So there's that. And then a picture with Mimi and Papa and some of his decorations. So we've got a lot of bright colors. I lean toward bright colors anyway. It might be just because my kids wear a lot of bright colors. But we've got all the Batman colors and then the bright blues and all the bright colors from here and here. So I thought that this layout would be a good one. So on the back of these sheets, you can see the full layout, and these are on my website too. And so I'll have a link down in the description below or on the QR code right up here in the corner. If you're watching on a TV, you can just scan that with the camera on your phone, and that will take you to the page where all of these cut above layout kits are, because they're on sale for buy two, get one free right now. It's a really great deal. These used to be only available through a subscription, and that subscription was discontinued, and now they're offering the standalone kits on their own. So I love these kits. Here is the other layout in this kit. Each one has two-page layouts, and it includes everything pre-cut so you can see they're designed for you. Now, if you look at this, you can see that my photos are not the same orientation. So what I'll be showing you today is how I look at the background, and I love this side kind of like torn edge. And so I'm going to be able to fit my photos on this background. I'm going to change the title to be more of a birthday theme. And I'm going to rearrange all of these little embellishments in a different way and arrange my photos on here so that they fit on this background. So I'll be doing that, but just know that you can just follow along with this picture. Follow the simple instructions here. They're so simple because it's so simple to put together, and then you've got your layout in no time flat. And then same for this one. I'll do this in a different video, but you can always rearrange your photos, like move this over a little bit and then fit another 4x6 here, or add, two landscape 4x6s like that, even on this page, and you can still even keep the embellishments the same. I just love these because even though I love creating layouts from scratch, these just really take a lot of guesswork out, and even if I'm going to be rearranging things, it cuts down on a lot of the time. Now, you guys see my videos where it looks like I just put things together really easily, but just know I am such a slow scrapbooker. It takes me forever to pick my photos, pick the layout design I want to use, where my embellishments are going to go, and I love every step of that process. But sometimes I overthink things and I just want something simple, and so I will either put these together as is or kind of just rearrange it, use the background that they've already given me, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out and simplifies it. So this is what I'll put together today, and then I just want to show you what comes in these kits. So you've got the photo placeholders, so you can use these if you don't have your photos yet, but I like to always scrapbook with my photos so I can just totally customize them for those photos. So sometimes I will cut my photos down so I would cut this down a little bit. I'll take a little from each side and probably the bottom, and then that gives me a little border so I can have this serve as my mat and I don't have to use extra cardstock, because I typically like a white mat around my photos, and I might add a second colored mat too, just depending on the layout. So you've got all these photo mats, and then these are some of the mats for that layout too. So you'll use those on that layout too in this really pretty wild berry color. And then it comes with stickers. So everything is labeled. There's layout 1 and layout 2. So everything below this line is going to be for that floral layout 2. And then these are the stickers for layout 1. And then there are little pop-out embellishments, and they pop out super easily. So today we'll need these ones. I've got lots of little journaling opportunities if I wanted to. This is a great layout if you have a lot to say, and these are going to serve as embellishments and pops of color, as well as little journaling spots. Now sometimes when you pop them out, you've got what I call like a little nub right there. That bothers me if it's real noticeable, so I might just trim it like that. If it doesn't bother you, then great, you can just leave them, but it's really easy to just trim those off. So there's all the pop-outs, and again labeled layout 1 and layout 2. And then we've got the base pages. So this is going to be the base page for that layout 1 or layout 2. So let's see, we're going to turn it like this. And so we've already got this pre-printed here, and then this has little polka dots on it. It's really hard to see that on here. I didn't even notice it, but you got little polka dots on here. And so the base is already done. Now you might think, well, what if my photos don't fit on this base? I'm going to show you ways to rearrange them. And I've also done tons of layouts with these cut above kits in the past, and I'll leave a playlist down below so you can see how I've customized these types of kits to work for my photos. And then the other one has a base page too. So this is the one that I'm going to be using, and I told you I really was paying attention to this background page and plan to use this as the base for my photos, and I'll arrange them accordingly. And look at, even this torn paper on here is printed, but it really looks like torn paper. So we've got all of that dimension and printing on the background page, but then we'll add some layers too, so we've got that real homemade look and that dimension, which I love.
All right, let's put this layout together. I'm going to start with these stickers that go along the sides, because that is going to be part of our base layout. They're really easy to just line up along the sides of the layout, and I love that they're stickers and they're already done for you. It's just so awesome. This other one, I'm going to move the paper because it was kind of hard to see it lined up against the edge of the Versamat, so I can see the black on black a little better here. I love working on these Versamats because they help you line things up and just kind of keep things in place. You definitely don't need them, but they're a great tool. And I'm going to add this flip flap as well. I'll show you how to add that onto your page protector at the end of the video, but they are another great tool to add to your arsenal to add extra photos or hidden journaling. Now this base page has some journaling lines that I was trying to strategically cover up. So I have a photo over it here. I'm not quite sure of my placement of everything. I'm just kind of trying things out and fitting things into little nooks and crannies. I've got a lot of those little pieces from the pop-out sheet. These two circle pieces were part of the decor that I saved, and they're working out perfectly. I have a whole bunch more too that I could use for other layouts or other birthdays or whatever. So these are just a couple of them, and the colors work perfectly with everything. So I'm actually going to end up using that Zap one kind of as the title, and then we also have that green banner that says the best, and I think those two together serve as the title perfectly. So I'm not going to add another title. I'm just shuffling everything together, the photos and the decor and the little embellishment pieces, kind of like a puzzle, so they all fit together. And also paying attention eventually to the colors. So I want the colors to be spread out, the green and the yellow, and I'm trying to create a visual triangle. The visual triangle is a design principle that is just pleasing to the eye, having 3 points of a color or a shape or something like that to draw your eye across the page. So now I have this second point of green, and I can see I need a little bit of green down in the bottom too, so I'll eventually add that. Now that light blue journaling strip or journaling bubble is not going to make it on this page, so I'll have that left over for another page, but I have everything down where I want it, so I'm going to start gluing things down. And this is what I mean about that Versamat coming in so handy. I'm just hooking my T-square ruler on the edge of it, and then I can line these up. So I want this photo to be even with that green banner, so I'm going to glue the banner down first. Had it over a little too far, so let's move that, and then I'll adhere this photo. And I just sort of worked from the bottom layers up, so I glued all the bottom layers down first, and then the pieces that would overlap them, and worked around the layout. I'm not going to show the whole process, but just wanted to kind of show you what I was doing. I actually ended up not even using mats on these photos. I typically would use mats, but I tried it and I just didn't really like it. I thought that this layout looked good without any mats. And so maybe it's the background being light with the pops of bright color, but I didn't think that it needed it. So now I've turned to some of the stickers, and I'm referring to my original layout, but I've veered from it quite a bit, so I ended up kind of just doing my own thing here. Now this photo, I put the glue too close to the edge, so that's something I actually typically purposely don't do, is not put the glue close to the edge, because I do like tucking embellishments under. So I just used a little spatula kind of tool to slip that under. Then I'll start adding these blue stars. There are 4 blue stars on the sticker sheet, which does not allow for a visual triangle per se. So what I'm doing is just making sure that there's an odd number of blue points, not only in the stars, but in other elements around the page as well. If you're enjoying this video so far, then I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up so that YouTube knows. That really helps my channel. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. I post 2 scrapbooking videos a week in hopes to inspire you. Now there were a bunch of these stickers that had numbers on them because they're supposed to correlate with the journaling. But since I'm not using all of the journaling boxes, I didn't want the numbers. So I'm trying to strategically cover them up, but still use them. And I'm thinking that I'll add a little banner piece up in the top of the layout. These little stickers would be perfect for that. So we've got a pop of yellow, and I like it over here on the right, I think. So we've got the yellow in both of the decor pieces and that speech bubble, and so I'm bringing it now up to the top with a few of the other colors from the layout. I was trying to use those small little banners, but it would have just been too hard to cover all of those numbers. So there was this other blue sticker that wasn't a banner shape, but I liked the shape of it up there, and so I can use those. And then I dug into my stash and I found a few black paperboard pieces. I think these were all from the It's the Little Things collection. One of them says fun, one of them says cool, I believe, and then this little balloon. And I thought that this balloon would be good because it adds a third circular element, because I have those 2 circle decor pieces. So I'm going to add that right over here, and it brings in more of that birthday theme as well as a circular element. And then I found a few other black pieces, these little stickers. I actually have a little book of embellishments, and I'm going to be pulling that out here in just a minute. I didn't pull it into the frame here, but I have a little book of embellishments that I have been putting all of my older embellishments in, and I'm loving it because I'm actually using my older embellishments, all of these little tiny stickers that might be left on a sticker sheet, I actually cut apart and put into this little book, and I have them all arranged by color, and then I can go through and look for little pieces when I need them. So I had all of these little stars and arrows and just kind of trying to fit them around. So these are not included in the kit, obviously, but they're just little pieces that I had in my stash, and they're totally unnecessary if you don't have extra pieces in your stash. But if you do, then the little book I'm going to show you in a moment is a great way to organize all of these little stickers so that you're actually using your stash. So I got all of those black pieces in place and then decided I needed a little bit more pop of yellow. So I opened up the book, here it is now, and I found a bunch of these little stars that will be perfect. So the pages in that book are just like those little sticky pages that we used back in the day for photo albums, which are terrible for photos, but they work great for these little stickers and embellishments. I got the idea from Jennifer McGuire. She used them. I'll have the pages that I used down below. They're just like little refill pages that I put into an 8.5 by 11 album, and I'm loving it. So here's a close-up look at what we just did, and then I'm going to show you how to add the flip flap in a moment too. So I obviously strayed quite a bit from the original design. You can follow the original design if you want. You can follow my design. I just wanted to show you some ways to make it work for your photos. Here's what I have left over. I didn't use any of the orange arrows because I have no orange in my photos, and I have a few other stickers left, and there's the original. All right, let's do this flip flap. The right page is already in a page protector. We're gonna just peel that release paper off of the flip flap, fold that little sticky flap back, and stick it down right over your photo. It's as easy as that. If your flip flap is gonna be flipping up, you wanna make sure the photo that's on the back is upside down, so it's right side up when you flip it up. I'm going to burnish that little sticky in and kind of burnish that fold so it stays folded, and they come in lots of other sizes as well. If you'd like to watch more Cut Above kits come together, then there's a playlist on screen right now for you to watch next. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.